Piggy here is a 9-year-old overweight Shiba Inu weighing at 13.5 kilograms. Piggy also suffers from nephrocalcinosis, which is characterized by the calcification in its kidney parenchymas and tubules with the effect of renal inflammation and nephron loss. As nephrocalcinosis is only an early stage of chronic kidney disease, common treatments are through renal diets focus lower calcium serum level, avoid excess vitamin D, and appropriate calcium to phosphorus ratio. Furthermore, Piggy's obesity may increase health issues such as heart and respiratory diseases, osteoarthritis, and type 2 diabetes. For a diet is formulated through peptide designer to prevent the worsening of Piggy's nephrocalcinosis and aim to lose fat through minimizing fat and calorie intake levels. The daily calorie target level of Piggy can be calculated through equations provided by the NRC and PDD. Piggy's ideal weight of 12.273 kilograms can be achieved through halving his calorie intake level from 622 for maintenance to 311 for weight loss. Current diet is 311.152 kilocalories, reaching his daily target. For a weight loss program, the NRC suggests a diet with non-fat energy sources. Therefore, protein and carbohydrates are added at 24.10% and 60.54% respectively. Carbohydrate is also prioritized over protein, since fiber and carbohydrates can dilute caloric content in food, preventing weight gain. Carbohydrate also promotes proper weight maintenance through regulating appetite and hormonal interaction. The high proportion of carbohydrate is also tolerated by domestic dogs, as displayed in other prescription diets for renal health, aging care, and weight loss. Therefore, 95 grams of white rice and 45 grams of boiled potato were added to the diet, which contributed to over half of the calorie intake with minimal fat. In this diet, the primary protein sources are 20 grams of roast chicken breast and 25 grams of skimmer chicken liver. Both were chosen due to the cooking method not involving grease and are lean sources of protein, which are suitable for a weight loss diet. High concentration of copper, selenium, zinc, vitamin A, B3, B5, B9, B12, and choline are also supplied by the poultry. Some studies argue that repletion of protein can ease CKD through minimizing the workload. However, other researchers have shown that older adults, like Piggy, may need up to 50% more protein compared to healthy young adults due to lean body mass maintenance. This is particularly important in Piggy's scenario, since adequate levels of protein prevents lean body mass from losing during his fat loss. 30 grams of spinach is added due to its high concentration of vitamin K and dietary fiber, which increases satiety. Though chicken liver is an excellent source of vitamins, it lacks vitamin D. Therefore, 3 grams, equivalent as 1 chewable tablet of GNC Ultra for Pets, is added to the diet to provide nutrients which Piggy is deficient in without increasing the overall calorie intake level drastically. This includes vitamin D, zinc, phosphorus, and linoleic acid. Moreover, 0.06 grams of kelp powder brings iodine level to appropriate levels. 16 grams of tomato powder and 1.25 grams of dried egg yolk were added to satisfy the daily calorie intake. The EPA to DHA ratio is 1.094 to 1 and is achieved through adding 0.11 grams of omega-3 fish oil. This ratio is within NRC limits and can prevent the risk of coronary artery disease, which Piggy is currently susceptible to due to obesity. 1.05 grams of peanut butter is added to bring alpha-linoleic acid levels to appropriate levels, while linoleic acid is supplied through the GNC supplement and by the poultry. The LA to ALA ratio is at 24.227 to 1 within appropriate levels. This ratio is important for CKD patients since it decreases the mediators for inflammation in progressive kidney diseases. The high calcium to phosphorus ratio in Piggy's previous diet was responsible for his hypercalcemia and subsequent nephrocalcinosis. Therefore, in this diet, calcium levels were minimized to be below RDI at 77% while striving for an acceptable balance at 1.009 to 1. Sufficient calcium is supplied to ensure that Piggy will not experience any bone resorption due to parathyroid hormone in place. Consequently, optimizing his renal health by limiting excess calcium to slow the progression of his kidney mineralization. As shown in the table, our diet meets the NRC requirements for minerals, while there are no MTLs proposed by the NRC or EFCO. For fatty acids and vitamins, more above NRC requirements and below MTLs. Although this is a weight loss diet, the total fat intake is closer to 100% of the RDI, since it is important for the removal of excess fat-soluble vitamin A and D to avoid toxicity. The dietary vitamin D level is also aimed to be closest to 100% of the RDI, since Piggy is an indoor pet with limited access to sunlight. Excess vitamin D also upregulates the intestinal uptake of calcium, which may further worsen Piggy's nephrocalcinosis. Our diet also satisfies the protein amino acid requirements, and there are no MTLs proposed by the NRC or EFCO. In conclusion, the high proportion of carbohydrate in this diet prevents weight gain. adequate level of protein ensures lean body mass maintenance. An appropriate ratio of LA to ALA ratio reduces renal inflammation. Lastly, calcium and vitamin D levels are minimized to slow the progression of Piggy's nephrocalcinosis. Therefore, it can be said that this diet is suitable for patients who suffer from both CKD and overweight issues.